Hello, this is Scott Balsai again. After kind of a long period where I didn't record anything, I decided to record one tonight. And with all this COVID-19 thing going down, I decided this would be a nice time to do a mini parlor concert. And this piece is a special piece for me. It goes out to my wife, Janine. And the reason for that is when I was composing this back around 2002, I was sitting in my wife's, Janine's, sewing room while she was working on a quilt. I was sitting on the floor with my guitar and I'm working on this piece. I had just the first phrase, which is a musical, melodic phrase that kind of weaves itself through the piece or braids itself through the piece. And this is what I had. Kept playing that over and over again. Wondering what could I do with that? And I worked on it. It was about 3 days later. I mean, I started it in her room, but then I had to work on it for about 3 days, and I finally did finish it. It actually came pretty quickly. And when it was done, I kept thinking, what am I going to title this? What am I going to title this? And I just couldn't come up with anything. And so I went to my wife, Janine, and I said, I just can't come up with a title for that. I thought about titling it While She Sews, kind of punning on a title that Billy McLaughlin has on one of his pieces called While She Sleeps. But she said, no, I have something better. She said, why don't you call that Prairie Braid? And I looked at her and I thought, wow, internal rhyme and alliteration and everything. I said, how did you come up with that? And she said, well, that was the name of the quilting pattern I was working on when you were in my sewing room on the floor playing that. And I thought, well, that's beautiful. So I decided to call this Prairie Braid. And I especially like it. And after recording this piece and listening to it and thinking about the title, I realized it really has become to represent Janine and my lives, how they braided together and influenced each other. It was Janine that back in the late 1990s that convinced me that I should record some of my pieces. So here it is, a piece titled by Janine Smith, composed by me, Scott Balsai. I call this Prairie Braid. I hope you like it. Or she calls it Prairie Braid. Thank you for listening. We call that Prairie Braid. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope to see you on the next mini parlor concert.